The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to the RM Hive, a Reader's Magnet featured author interview. My name is QR, and I'm your host for today's episode. Yes, today we have another author who's gracing us in the show today, and she is the author of the book One Thing After Another, and then a life-saving transition. Let us all welcome Jonni Pettit. Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Stuart. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Absolutely. Same thing. I believe
Hey,
you gotta take life as it comes and enjoy every minute of it. So
exactly. Enjoy every minute. We go ahead and experience life, and that's how it is. We just really need to live life. Yeah. Okay, Johnny, this is your first time, gracing the show, The Hive. That's what we call it here. Okay, and you have your book with us today. That's one thing after another, and then a life-saving transition. Can you tell us more about this?
well, it is literally it's technically a memoir, but it's literally a book of adventures. And
Mm-hmm.
I take the reader through any number of very unique, unusual adventures that I'm hoping that they feel like they're living that adventure along with me, because that's what my my first readers told me. I feel like I'm doing that. It's me doing it. So that's what I want the reader to feel like.
So this is like a compilation of all the adventures that you had, right?
Well, that's really, it's technically a story of my life. I started where
Mm-hmm.
when we get married, and then it's kind of off we go.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was in the Air Force. My husband was in the Air Force, and so uh, when we got married, the Vietnam War started. So he was
Oh,
called overseas, and we had a baby, and I said, "Hey, listen, I don't want you to just be over there and miss her first steps and her first eating by herself. So I'm coming
yeah.
over." So I went over there, and we got a little apartment, and I was there every time he landed until his plane went missing, and then we got through that, and he's still here. He came
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went back to our life in South Dakota at
Okay.
the
So
time.
I
That's
believe
where we were stationed.
so that's just one chapter, and there's more to share.
Oh, absolutely. As soon as that, we started sailing
Yeah.
right after that, and then we did a whole bunch of other little things, and
Mm-hmm.
they're all in there. Every word in there is true. It happened.
How many chapters is this book?
Oh my goodness, I think there's 17.
17. Okay.
Right.
So I'm expecting 17 different stories then.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. It doesn't really stop for the next chapter, but yes, they
It
kind of focus
continues.
on some
Mm-hmm.
of the very most outstanding ones.
What's the turning point that that made you decide, okay, let me go ahead and get this published?
Well, I had it written with a different title about a different part of our lives, and I kept getting say people I oh, this is a great book, but it's
Mm-hmm.
too early for this to come out. And then it's too late for this to come out, and so I kept getting no's, and I said, oh, the heck with it, I'm just going to publish it, and so that's what did it. And um, I'm not going to tell the reader what the life saving transition was, but I can tell you that it made a huge difference in both of our lives. And um, we continued to have adventures. But uh,
Okay. Yeah, that makes
uh,
sense.
the,
Mm-hmm.
to put it mildly, the Discovery Channel followed us through that adventure. So
Oh,
we we were in a documentary on the Discovery Channel.
well, that's interesting. So we're interviewing a celebrity here. Okay.
Well, that was a while ago. That was back in 2001. So
Mm. So how's that experience?
Well, it was interesting to have a director, cameraman, and sound man invade your home and be there for a week to take pictures and do things and see what the heck was happening and why it happened.
It's
And
like being part of a reality TV show.
just about, yeah. And they followed us all the way. So
Hmm.
that's that that's the last, I would say, half of the book is about that.
About
But you
that.
read the book to find out what it is and how it happened and why it happened and all of that.
And if you would, for those who are watching us live, if you would like to know more on the life-saving transition, because a lot of things happen in this book, and if you would like to know more about that, you go ahead and grab a copy of One Thing After Another, authored by Johnny Pettit. Yes. Where is this available, by the way?
It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Noble. It's on several other. It's kind of every place if you're really into something. It's on YouTube. It's on
Hmm.
Instagram. It's on, I don't know.
It's
I think
everywhere.
15 different places that everybody goes. So,
Yes. And
oh,
it
no, you're
can
going on.
be, and it can be on their bookshelves. So
It
you go
should be
ahead
on
and
their
it
bookshelf if they
should be
want to
on your
experience
bookshelves.
some adventures, sailing. I take them through a whole bunch of adventures. There's a coronation of a different sort. They'll never believe what happened at that coronation.
Hmm.
Uh, we went sailing. We were boarded by pirates with machine guns. I mean,
Wow.
so just to give you an example.
Wow, wow. Okay. If that interests you, everyone, go ahead and grab a copy. Anyway, Johnny, what was the most inspiring feedback you ever received from someone who has read your book?
Well, I think the thing, feedback is what makes you do things better.
Exactly.
And I think that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've enjoyed hearing the most is that I feel like I'm experiencing these adventures myself,
Mm-hmm.
and that has told me that I wrote what I wanted to write and how I wanted to write it, so that the reader goes with me through all of the things that happened.
Yes, yes, true. And this is also something like a legacy that you can definitely, leave to your grandkids, right?
Right.
And as they grew up, they would say, "Oh, grandma is a cool grandma."
Yep,
She
that's what they say.
she's been all through this, and I want to be just like her.
Yep, I've been through war. I've been through sailing. I have to tell you that
Tell me.
yeah. Uh, When we're sailing, one of the funny things that happened is anybody, everybody should experience trying to put a motorcycle from a dinghy
Hmm.
onto a sailboat. Dinghy's doing
And
this, sailboat's doing that, and you're trying to get it in. I'll tell you, that was a clown show.
oh, okay. And aside from that, any other experience that that shocked the most to you? You like you cannot ever erase that.
Well, I mean, it was very hard when my spouse's plane went missing. I'm going to put on my
Hmm.
glasses here for a minute, but um,
That's during the Vietnam War, correct?
yeah,
Or was
there's
it?
there's there's
Hmm.
just so many things that happened that were funny or
Hmm.
terrifying, and I want the reader to experience each and every one of them.
Hmm.
They get to they actually get to go on a bombing mission if they care to do that on a B-52 over Hanoi. They get boarded by pirates. They get chased by sharks. They get knocked down in a squall. All sorts of things happen, and
Then.
because they're a little bit unusual, most people don't get to do all of those things.
Hmm.
Uh, that's why I wrote the book, so that people that maybe are armchair readers can get out there in the world and have the adventures like I had them.
And experience them, right?
Right.
They may not be able or are able to go out and experience all of these, but having get to read all these experiences coming from you through your book will at least make them also feel like as if it's them who's on that situation or who has experienced it, right?
Well, I want everybody to live their
Mm-hmm.
life as if every day is an adventure, because
Mm-hmm.
if you do that, then even the hardest ones you can get through.
What's your favorite line in the book?
Every day is an adventure.
Every day is an adventure. I love that. I love that. Hmm. You will be my what do you call this? My bar for the next few months now because I see myself as someone low key. I don't really get to do a lot of things. I normally just stay at home, like during the
Right.
weekends.
Well,
Yeah.
we didn't necessarily plan to do those, have these experiences, but life kind of led us there.
Well, good
So
for you.
we had we had an emergency
do,
room
do,
doctor
do,
tell my spouse, I don't want to see you again. You've been in here 3 times now for injuries that no one else should have. Just and that's just getting on the boat before we ever went off sailing. He crushed
no,
his
no,
foot.
no.
He
Do
crushed
you
his
even?
foot when we christened the boat. The champagne bottle went into his hand. Back to the emergency room. All sorts of little stupid things. So that's why even the stupidest things are funny, and they're part of the book, because I didn't want everybody to think, hey, this is just a book of adventures and who cares, because it's got a lot of humor in it. Trust me.
Mhm. All right. And do you consider all these things that happen to you like a blessing, or, you know, you're just rolling with the punches and, just enjoying it?
Well, I enjoyed every one of them, and I continue to enjoy my life.
Mm-hmm.
We go over to the coast and do things. We go to national parks. I think we've been to 23 national parks. We take our grandchildren places and let them experience things, and that's the whole deal. Is you don't want to just, well, they're in school, so we have to go do things in the summer, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, we want them to experience as much of life as we can, and not just be homebodies.
Not be like me.
Well, you get to experience all the people that you interview. So in some
Yeah,
ways,
that
you
that
get to
that's
have
how I
some
do
of their
it.
adventures. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. That's how I'm doing it.
yeah.
Anyway, what's the craziest thing that you both had experienced that's
What
actually included in the book?
what's the craziest thing? Well,
Yes.
getting the motorcycle on the boat was probably pretty
That's it.
crazy.
Uh-uh.
And uh,
That's
one
something I cannot do.
yeah, when Angela was being I'm sorry, when David was being Angela's my daughter, uh, when David was being chased by a shark.
Oh.
I was in my dinghy, and I was banging the oar on the water to discourage the shark, which was not being discouraged because David had a fish on his spear, and was headed for the boat. And by the he was he was with his flippers, he was going so fast that his body raised out of the water, and it actually looked like he was walking on water. And he
Oh.
was just so fast, and he threw that fish in the boat and jumped himself in. And as he got in, the shark's teeth closed not even an inch away from his flippers.
Oh
So
my.
that was
That's
it was
crazy.
scary when it was happening, but it was really funny as soon as the shark turned around.
Yeah, but
He got
that's
his
so
nose whacked by an
crazy.
oar. So so
Oh my
I,
God, I can't imagine that. Okay, anyway, that was crazy. I was left speechless. I wouldn't want to be in that. I don't want to be with sharks.
no, nobody wants to be with sharks.
Like, anyway, so Johnny, thank you so much for your time with us. I've enjoyed, talking to you. And yes, I'm gonna give you time to promote your books again, where they can grab a copy, your website, your social, so our viewers can also follow you.
Yeah. But www Johnny Pettit will get you there. www Readers Magnet Johnny Pettit will get you there, and Amazon, Barnes and Noble are the primary places that most people go. So it's
Hmm.
in hardback, it's in paperback, it's good for Kindle and Nook. So all of those kinds of things. You can get it on Kobo, whatever it is that you use.
All right. Okay. And Yes, so Johnny, thank you so much again. For those who are currently watching us live, if you would like to explore, you know, explore adventures, have fun, and smile, laugh, if you want to feel all those things I just said, this is the right book for you. Again, one thing after another, and then a life-saving transition by Johnny Pettit. All right,
Thank you.
this is the book for you, everyone. Okay, Johnny, again, thank you so much for gracing the Hive, Reader's Magnet Hive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a great, you get a gold star on interviewing.
I will. I'll keep on doing this, and I'll be more outdoorsy this time, but with caution. I don't want to be in by sharks.
Right. Well, Wisconsin's a beautiful state and there's lots to see in there.
We'll do that. We'll visit Wisconsin soon. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Okay. Thank you.
As we say here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Have a great day, everyone.